But then you guys went off to UFC. So how was it? Tell me all about it, please. Spare no details. I want to know it all. I
Oh,
heard there was a brawl,
ooh. Oh,
Oh,
we'll get to that. Oh yeah. All right. So
but I saw a clip of it, but I was like, oh my god, I wonder if they could have seen it from where they sat.
yeah, we did.
I'll let Lewis go because I feel like this meant a lot more to him. So
Why
you
would
go.
it mean more to him? That's so stupid.
That is stupid as fuck, Daniel. This means a lot to you too. All right.
But you are the big UFC nerd of the group. I'm a somewhat cash. You are the nerd of this thing.
I am
You know what I
a
mean?
fucking dweeb nerd about UFC. I'm really big on men hitting each other in the face. Really big on
And
that.
women.
Um, it was electric. It was phenomenal. I got nervous as we were walking into MSG. What am I nervous about? I don't know. I'm not a fighter. I'm not going to be in the cage. Just being around the energy of this event made me nervous because these are big fights. The co-main event and the main event, these are some of the biggest fights of the year. Some are the biggest fights in not just men's fighting history, but also women's fighting history. Last night we saw two of the biggest fights to take place this year in
You
potential
were in the
history.
aura.
I was encapsulated.
You were listen, that's an experience that only few experience. So you were tapping into magic.
And let me tell you,
Everyone felt like that, I'm sure.
This was a top 3 experience of all time for me. It's only 3 because when I get married, it's gonna be number 1, and when I have a child, it's gonna be number 2.
Well, how about your life
Number
so far?
3,
How about your life so far? Why
so
don't
far.
include the
Hold
experience
on,
that haven't
hold
happened
on,
yet?
hold on, chat. Hold on, chat. Hold on. Number 1, it's number 1 right now. This is the greatest experience I've ever had in my entire life. Nothing compares to it. But then it'll always be in my top 3. It will always be there, whether we like it or not. It will be there. It was special. I enjoyed it so much, and watching fights live, it the energy, the just seeing guys hit each other in the face, and I'm physically in the same space as you was amazing. And also the tickets, phenomenal tickets. We got to shout out to Daniel. Shout out to Daniel. Phenomenal tickets. The seats were great. He was concerned that they would be like far away. They weren't far away at all. They were
From the
beautiful.
pictures, they looked great.
It was amazing.
They were fantastic.
Fantastic.
I was so surprised. I really was.
Because MSG's not that big, so like most seats are good as fuck. And then the price he got them for was phenomenal. We're not going to share the price right now, but it was phenomenal.
There are some bad seats, but you got to be up in like the deep corner. When the
I
first time I ever
genuinely
saw The Weeknd in concert was at MSG in 2015, and those seats I would say probably the worst seats I've ever had in concert seats because they were up in the fucking. It was by the roof, so it was not a good seat.
I think for UFC, I don't think there's a bad seat you can get. I genuinely believe that, and I don't say that often about MSG because I think there are bad seats. Where if you go see an event, I think for UFC or boxing, I don't think there's a bad seat you could have because it's so big. Their octagon, like you don't realize how actually close you are to it and close to the fighters. Like it's crazy. I was genuinely surprised.
Yeah. And man, we saw a robbery first fight. It wasn't
I,
like
I
that.
was like, who got robbed?
Yeah, that the energy in the arena was just amazing. I feel like when you're around it and like we all see like a crazy finish, we saw a knockout there. It was just everybody was all focusing on this, right? In some like sports, right? In football games, basketball games, soccer matches, hockey matches, right? Sometimes you miss
Baseball, especially.
baseball, especially. You're not really focusing 100% of your attention on it. With with UFC and MMA and fight sports, you're focusing 90 to 100% of your focus on this thing. Because this is the only thing that matters right here. There's no other two people doing anything besides these two in the octagon right now. So you lock in, you focus up, and we saw a lot of good finishes. Bo Nickel got a crazy head kick KO where I thought he killed a man. The 3 fights to precede that on the main card were phenomenal. Finishes galore. And when you see the finish happen, it takes over your body. It's like a out-of-body experience because you're with people who are reacting the same exact way, and you guys are all feeling that same feeling of shock, enjoyment. Some sadness, some excitement, nerves, adrenaline. Like you're feeling all of that, and to be in one arena and to do that, watching it on screen, I can kind of disconnect a little bit. But when you're in there, you're fully embraced, and it's beautiful. And UFC is right. It's the greatest sporting live event you can go to. It is, in my opinion. Talk to me, Daniel.
I think I didn't know what to expect because this was, again, my first UFC event too. And again, I'm not as hardcore as you are in terms of fight knowledge and stuff like that. But the energy and MSG and everything like that, and the main and the co-main, and just the fight card overall was just stacked from top to bottom. So I knew there was going to be a buzz in the energy. And MSG never disappoints with its crowds. It never disappoints with its aura or like its area. And as soon as the fight started at 6, it was just pure adrenaline from the get-go. Mm-hmm. Everyone that was there was invested. We were in a great section, and by great I mean like there weren't any like crazy drunkards. There weren't any like annoying fans. They were all knowledgeable. They were all invested. They all were trying to have a good time, but they were all respectful. You know, they cheered for who they cheered for. And it was a good crowd. It was on fire the entire event. And yeah, I think it's a rare collection of people to kind of get together like that and kind of consciously be in agreement about what is going on here, and bringing that energy and that excitement and that enjoyment. Really, like it surprised me. I had to take a step back, and be like, damn, this is great. This is so fun. This is such an amazing experience that really you don't know unless you go. Like genuinely, you don't know unless you go. And the fact that we got to see, and this is to me what matters the most, is I got to be there with one of my best friends, and we got to see genuinely the greatest light heavyweight in the world, 2 of the greatest women's wrestlers in the world, some amazing prospects fight for the future, and eventually are probably going to be world champion one day. And just some really fun fights that we're going to tell. Like, our kids are going to be watching highlights of 322 and of these great fighters. And we're going to tell them, yeah, we were there for that. Mm. That is dope. Like, we saw a 2-time champion. That never happened in the UFC, rarely. That is dope. Regardless of how the fights went or what happened, the fact that you're there and you can say that, and we're like one of 20,000 people who could say that, that's pretty cool. That is worth everything, to me at least. And that I got to be there with my boy, it's just the cherry on top for me. So, that being said, I loved the event. I loved MSG. Getting to see 4 knockouts in a row is the biggest surge of testosterone I've ever had in my life. And I've only experienced that one other time when it came to WWE. And this took over WWE in my opinion. But for that, like, because think about it like this. We saw Bo Nickel head kick somebody, knock somebody out. Then there was a brawl. Then we started the main card. Then Benoit Sydney knocked an old man out.
In like 10 seconds, mind you. Mad
10
quick.
Seconds. Then Michael Morales destroyed the leg and knocked somebody out. And then, and I got out of order. But anyway, and then Carlos Prates ended a career in Leon Edwards. We saw that in a matter of an hour and a half. And it was just the biggest adrenaline surge you're ever gonna have. And then you get the entrances of the co-main event and the main event, and it builds and it's perfect. It's entertainment, it's drama, it's what everything that sports is about. And there's just a certain like I kept turning to Lewis just being like, there's just is an energy. Like I don't know what to do. You sit there and you watch, like you don't know what to do with yourself because you're just so enraptured by what's going on. It's crazy. But it just to me it's one of the coolest events I've ever gone to. It's one of the top 3 purchases in my life. I don't regret a single thing. It was incredibly worth the trip and the night and going home late. That I don't care about that. It was all worth it. The food's overpriced, the beer's overpriced. Who cares? It was awesome. MSG is awesome. UFC is awesome. It was a really fun night. So I loved it.
Yeah, I bought a hot dog for $8.50. Granted, big hot dog.
That's cheaper. I feel like that's cheaper than what it's at Citi Field and Yankee Stadium.
I
No,
ain't gonna lie though, $8.50 for a dog.
It was just a plain hot dog.
but it's MSG, and that's the small price to pay when you.
I
go
mean,
to
it
things
was
like
below
this.
average too, so you know. There's nothing wrong with that. But, you know.
Nothing wrong with a below average dog. Nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean?
Look, it's a small price to pay, and there's tons of foods around MSG, so you don't need to lean on that venue.
No.
get-
No.
Good grub.
We had to be back and watch the fights. We had to get
Yeah.
back and watch.
Of course.
Jessica, I'm telling you, you've never experienced anything like this before.
You don't know that. I've been to things. I just don't have an experience at UFC because I'm not UFC. But I know that feeling.
You've
'cause I've had
never
that feeling.
that's because that's how you. I know you never experienced it because you've never been to UFC. You've never experienced anything like this ever. When
No, because
you're
I
gonna
don't
go,
to
you're
UFC, I
going to
don't
go
like
one day, and when I tell you the
I
feeling
am.
that you're gonna have walking out of there when the night's over.
Of course. I mean, think about all that adrenaline and testosterone pumping in that place. That's why you felt that way.
Oh my goodness!
All the male energy was like through the roof.
yes,
It was
A
one
lot of women
big
though.
a lot of women,
ball.
a lot of women.
There were a lot of
Of
women.
course.
Yeah.
There's some women who like to see men
That was
beat other
awesome.
men's ass, but they're there with their boyfriends and their husbands,
That is also
maybe
true.
fathers and brothers, you know.
That is true.
But one day in the near future, we will all be there together.
No. When they come to MSG next year, which they typically always do it in November, and then I think another time throughout the year, I'm not too certain, but they always go to MSG in November. That's a fact. We are going. We're going to find good seats, pay good price. We're not going to get fucking robbed. We're going to pay good price, and we're going to fucking, it's going to be nice.
Also not paying the bills that month.
No, we're not. Heat that month, we're not doing it. Nobody needs heat in November. Who needs
Eagles
heat in November?
score.
Eagles, oh. Off of what? Hold on. Saquon Barkley.
Coming out with that magic.
Touchdown. Saquon Barkley. Touchdown. Good for him.
Boom.
Finally, the Eagles get something before half. Woo. Finally, dude.
Oh, there may be a challenge.
Nah.
But all right, before we transition into football, I will say incredibly great event, incredibly great atmosphere. The fights were the fights.
Mhm.
The last 2 fights were boring.
As fuck.
It is what it is. It's boring whether you're there or whether you're at home.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how it is.
But didn't you guys also get to? But wasn't there also like 5 straight knockouts?
Four
So
straight
it's like
Yeah.
knockouts. It was nice, but and just because
you
we
win
see
some, you lose
just
some.
because we see 4 straight knockouts doesn't mean these other fights can't be great. They can be great. Like
Of course, but I mean
Yeah.
that's just the problem. I mean that's like
you never know, right?
sometimes you don't get the whole thing.
Sometime LeBron has a bad game. You know what I mean? Sometime LeBron don't play. That's it, kid.
Sometimes
Hey,
the hot dog's
kid.
below average.
Fucking
You know?
suck it up, kid. That's it. Sometimes the hot dogs are sometimes the hot dogs too fucking expensive. Do it anyway, bro. But man, it was phenomenal. It was a great event. Daniel, do we want to touch on the fights right now? We could touch on it.
We don't have to go into too detail because we did that already. Go check out that video.
Yes.
So, I think just like an overall, like, is
Ooh,
someone...
wait, you guys did your UFC video already? With Lewis, I
did.
saw that you streamed earlier.
Yeah, I recapped all the fights and how it went.
I was sleeping
Based.
because we got home late.
Yeah, we did, yo. But it was nice though. It was nice. And also the time you get home and the time you actually go to bed, 2 different times.
My phone. I didn't go to bed till 4. I checked my phone.
So,
I swear to God.
I got home what? 2:15. You got home at what, Daniel? 2:30?
2:40, 2:30.
2:40, 2:30. Around there. He didn't go to bed till 4. What the fuck was he doing for that hour and 20-some minutes?
I don't know.
Showering and just fucking
what are the rest of you guys doing?
I was showering and then I scrolled until like 3:30 in the morning. But yeah, we could just touch on the fights. Let's touch on the championship fights. Shevchenko versus Weili. Incredible fight to like just be there for the history of it. Weili trying to be great and go for a second weight division belt was awesome. Good for her. We love that for her. All my homies love Weili. We love her, right?
She's our Pookie Bear.
She's our Pookie Bear. Shevchenko just dominated her. Wasn't even close. Weili didn't win a single round. And every time she tried to go into range, she couldn't get it. She couldn't get no range on Shevchenko. Shevchenko was just perfectly countering her every single time. Body kicks, strikes to the head. And when Weili gets way too close, she overextends into the range. Oh, underhook, takedown, and then you're there for the rest of the round. She couldn't get back up.
Yeah.
And that's what I was kind of banking on, Weili being strong enough to get back up. No. I'm never banking on Weili to get back up again because she won't. But Shevchenko just dominated, man. Just the domination. How'd you see it?
Yeah. Yeah, I think, Shevchenko's size and reach were a big problem for Weili because Weili is like, she's big, but Shevchenko's she's lengthy.
Mm-hmm.
She's gangly.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard for Weili to kind of measure that. And the fact that Shevchenko is great on the ground. She has good takedown offense.
Mm-hmm.
And just when she gets Weili on the ground, it's just so hard. It was so hard for Weili to kind of like figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Like you saw her in the corner all the time. Like she's shaking her head. She looks confused. She wasn't sure what to do. I think just the fight prep just was not as probably as what she expected to be. Because Shevchenko just kind of just laid her out like on a bed and just like left her there.
Mm-hmm.
Like she couldn't get her off of her. She wrapped around like an anaconda. Like every time we would try to move a different position, Shevchenko kind of just move her body with her. And I don't think it's necessarily really having like a bad like time on the ground. I think it was just a bad matchup overall, where Weili just couldn't, for whatever reason, figure Shevchenko out in her size. Like I think her size really put her in trouble and really confused her. So I think overall, I don't think it was a bad fight by Weili. It was a bad matchup. I think overall it's a bad matchup for Weili every time you look at it. Maybe if they fight her again, maybe Weili kind of has a better time on the ground. But I think in this matchup, it's hard for her to figure out Shevchenko and her size and her power in a bigger weight class. So I think just overall, just because of the weight class and the matchup and the size difference, I think just Shevchenko just has her number that way. But I think on the feet, if Weili could measure her out and, maybe get a shot at it, I think she knocks her out, personally. But that just wasn't going to happen in this fight. Mm-hmm. Like, Shevchenko's a great fighter. She just is. Like, she's probably the second best UFC women's fighter of all time. Not like she's nobody. We glaze Weili, but Shevchenko's she's also another GOAT. So it's a hard matchup for Weili when you look at it like that.
Yeah, and you could say the same thing about JDM and him versus Islam. A lot of aura, was around JDM. A lot of people were picking JDM to win this fight, because we know he has the tools of a good UFC fighter and a good fighter to be able to win these type of fights and to be able to do some good damage on the feet, to stuff takedowns, and put some hands on Islam. None of that happened. How many significant strikes did he have? I think like 18 significant strikes. That's jack shit. That's nothing. He couldn't get any offense going. Islam shot him for every takedown, and he got it. He shot him 4 takedowns, got all 4 takedowns. And then once they got on the ground, Islam did everything in his power to keep him on the ground, and JDM couldn't fucking get up. He would get up with like 10 seconds left in every round. Every round, 10 seconds left. JDM's up to one knee trying to get up. And it's too late. You've already lost. And it was pretty fucking dull of a fight, to say the least, right? Islam will land a body kick here, a leg kick there, go for a jab here, and then shoot a takedown. And then, boom.
Would you like to attack the inbred to attack you?
And it's like, it's just, like, I'm just saying the fact. Like, he threw 30 significant strikes in 19 minutes of control time. Just when I tell you that is shitty, that's shitty. When you control somebody for 19 minutes of a 25-minute fight and you only get 30 significant strikes, just think of numbers. Why is 30 so close to 19? Why? How? How do you make it that close?
So, Jess, here's the argument, and this is why people are mad at Lewis and why they were mad at him in his live stream today. So, the argument that Lewis was presenting was that Islam Makhachev, the fighter who won, when he got the other fighter on the ground, he didn't do anything. He just laid on top of him, and he just basically didn't attack him on the ground.
Yeah.
Right.
Let me also clarify it. He didn't do anything of immediate damage or immediate significance to harm his opponent in any way, shape, or form when he got him on the ground.
Wait. So one fighter got another fighter on the ground and just laid on top of him?
4 minutes.
Yeah.
And this was every single round.
Mm-hmm. He just laid on top of him?
When you're like a blank. No. Like,
and the guy at the bottom didn't?
He couldn't get up.
He couldn't get up. So, and the other fighter, like, he wasn't going for submissions. He wasn't going for, like, punches. He wasn't going for elbows. He was just kind of laying there.
Laying in half
I forgot
guard,
about this. This is the groveling, right? This was didn't I used to complain about this when I was watching it?
Maybe.
It's like they're on the ground too much.
The argument is that people will defend that, saying, well, this is how you win a fight. Like, this is how he fights. This is how he wins.
And it's entertaining. And it's entertaining. And it's fun. It's fun to watch. No, it's not. Oh, Daniel. Oh.
No, I don't agree. I agree. That's not fun to watch. That's why I was so dissatisfied. I watched a lot of those fights. I said they're not fighting.
Right.
This is not fighting.
So Lewis's argument.
This is why boxing is probably better. But keep going.
Whoa, no, it's not. Calm down. Calm down.
Lewis's argument was that there wasn't enough action on the ground that he was initiating, and that led to this fight being boring. But there are people who push their glasses up and are like, well, ground control and time on the ground and control time is important.
Are you not going to count the 2 leg kicks he landed before that? Are you not going to? That's not fun? That's not fun?
But he was striking for the first 30 seconds, so it's okay. Like, fuck you.
That's not fun. It's not entertaining.
That's not fighting.
And it's like, I wouldn't be mad because it was dominant, right? He held him on the ground. 19 minutes of control time in a 25-minute fight is fucking ridiculous, and that's insane, and that deserves praise. That's dominance. Then there is fun, entertaining, trying to harm and do damage to your opponent, which is ultimately what the sport is about. The scoring criteria is for damage, Do some fucking damage. Make shit fun. Do you not want to hurt his opponent? Do you not want to hurt him? Go for a 12-6 elbow. I'm telling you, 2 elbows. Oh my god. Oh my god, he cooked. I would have said this fight was fucking amazing. If he threw 2 elbows per round. Oh my goodness.
2 elbows.
Fucking ridiculous, yeah.
But other than that, it was very much a big roller coaster of fights. It was a lot of fun. The mid card was great. Prelims were great. And at the end of the day, we saw a double champ. We saw one of the greatest fighters of all time. Mm-hmm. 2 of the greatest fighters of all time. A lot of great prospects. Amazing knockouts. And just, again, to me, being an MSG is always special. So it was a really cool night.
Yeah, it was also sweet to see a fighter just walking outside of the arena. We saw Movsar Evloev, by the way. For those of you who don't follow UFC, he's the #1 ranked featherweight in the world. And I'm looking at him as he's walking out, and I'm like, that's not just a regular person, like in life. That's like a businessman with a trench coat.
Yes. I'll put this in like layman's terms. Like, this is the equivalent of, like, say, Garrett Cole walking out of a Yankee Stadium in street clothes. Like, yeah, it's one of the craziest things you're ever gonna see. And he's just casually walking by us.
Casually. And then he's taking pictures with, like, other people. He's like, #1, brother. And then he just keeps on walking. He's speed walking to his car or wherever the fuck he's trying to go. Fucking, #1, brother. Yes, yes. And then keeps fucking walking, keeps walking. And I'm like, this mother...
And they didn't...
Oh, no. Is he freezing? There you go. Oh, no. Oh, no.
What?
You're freezing a little bit, my brother. Take a second. Take a second. You're freezing a little bit. All right. But yeah, they were just walking by him casually, and nobody like stormed him. Nobody really ran up to him. Maybe like one dad was like, "Hey, buddy." You know what I mean? That was it.
Well, you know, some people know how to handle themselves. You know, they don't scare other people. They can just like admire from afar, like, "Oh my God, there they are!" Like, you know, those are the best encounters.
Yeah, and it was nice. I was like, "Ooh," I'm like, he's hiding right in plain sight. Ain't nobody coming up to him. That's crazy.
Oh, you know what we forgot to tell her about? There was in our section the biggest blunt blown I think I've ever smelled in my entire life. There was the biggest blunt, like 4 rows ahead of us, that 3 guys.
Wow, they were I mean, they were smoking in there?
Yep.
Yeah, and it wasn't a vape. It wasn't a weed stick. It was a legitimate, like, a fat blunt. And it stunk up the entire section. And everyone in our section, this is how you know we had a great section. Everyone in our section was pissed. Yo, stop smoking. Yo, put the blunt back.
That's corny. Why not? Let him smoke.
What? No.
We're in a fucking public arena. What are you talking about?
They were smoking cigarettes or smoking bud?
Bud.
Weed? I'm not surprised. I mean, it's MSG. You know how many people smoke weed in those concerts? Please. I mean, yeah.
If you can't wait,
I get it. They shouldn't be smoking on the inside.
If you
but
can't
I mean,
wait for the 3 hours that you're there, no, it's not.
That's why they went.
No, it's not. No, it's not. If
they
you
went to smoke.
No.
They went to smoke at UFC.
If you can't wait 3 hours until the card is done, you have an addiction.
I'm not listening.
Wait.
I'm not totally disagreeing with you. I'm just telling you how they think.
And also, there's no smoking in these areas. It's a public area. It's a fucking arena, enclosed.
Yes, hallway monitor.
Stop fucking smoking, dummies. Annoying. And it smelled like shit. Didn't smell good either. It doesn't smell like fucking air freshener. Fucking tell you that. Shitty. Awful. Terrible people. I hope they see this.
I'm just surprised that they let them do it.
Nobody was really seeing it. Nobody was really seeing it. You know, I'm sure if I went to somebody or somebody went to somebody and was like, "Hey, they're smoking right here. Get the fuck out." then I guess some action would have been taken. They probably would have told them, put the blunt away. You can stay here. But just don't fucking smoke. Like, come on, dude. And, yeah.
No, I'm good. I mean, yeah, it's definitely like if you're a non-smoker, you don't want to be around that, especially inside. But that's part of like some people when they get into arenas and stadiums, when they go to games or concerts or stuff like that, and that's already part of their lifestyle. If no one stops them, they're gonna spark up.
Man, that's corny.
They weren't the only ones. I bet you there were people sprinkled all over Madison Square Garden.
And guess
here,
what?
one over
I
there.
would have
But
been the
most
same
people
way.
probably had vapes. You know, most people probably had vapes, so there were a lot more people getting like little buzzes, but not as something that's so like pungent as like the actual bud smoke.
All of it's
But
degenerate.
I'm very surprised that they would. During concerts, the lights are off, so you can like disguise who you are. But like
The
I'm
concert
sure
I
the lights were
expected.
like on.
Lights are on. Yeah.
But a concert I expected. This when everyone is like this enclosed and like this seated and like we're just trying to watch this. It can be a little like, come on, like what are you doing here? A little bit.
Yeah, you're a grown adult. Put the weed away for 3 hours and then go home and smoke. You can wait. You're an adult. You know what I mean? Like just know the no discipline, yo. Crazy. Just like the fucking fight we saw down there at the lower level. No fucking discipline.
It was a massive.
There was a
brawl,
massive brawl. It was awesome.
It was awesome.
I have the video from my view.
What was I gonna say? And it was one more thing.
Go ahead.
I lost my phone.
He
For, like,
did lose his phone.
5 minutes, and we saw. This is why men are just better. The greatest show of brotherhood you're ever gonna see. Because I'm looking for my phone. I turn to Lewis saying, "Hey, can I borrow your phone? I think I can't find mine." So he goes to the people in front of us. Hey guys, you all see a phone that down there? And instantaneously, like that, like clockwork, they all get their phones out. They all turn their flashlights on, and they're also looking for my phone. And we find it. Greatest show of brotherhood I've seen in a long time.
I'm very proud. See, men can come together without dying. That's awesome. What happened? It fell?
Yeah, because MSG, the seats are very like tight together. So I had my phone like on my lap and like in like my sweat jacket pocket. And then Bo Nickel murdered a man. Oh, what was it, Bo Nickel? No, Carlos Prates murdered a man. Right? He ended Louis Navarro's career. He punched him straight, killed him, and then we like I grabbed Lewis. Lewis is grabbing the other guy. We're all just like grabbing each other. We're all going crazy. And I go to like feel around for my phone. I can't find it.
Mm-hmm.
So it fell out during that whole thing. When somebody gets knocked out, you lose all control of.
Daniel's right. Yo, it's Jess. You've never felt that. You've never felt another man almost get decapitated in an octagon. You never felt that ever in your life. You will never feel that until you actually feel it. Oh, Jess, I pray that you feel that feeling in regular life. I don't know where you're gonna find it, but I pray you feel that. I pray.
You know what? May it find me.
There you go. Just like that that brawl as well, dude. Whoo, that shit was fucking awesome to watch because it was so funny. Cause like,
Yeah. So what was that, bro?
so like Bo Nickel head kick, boom, guys out for like 4 minutes, just like on the ground, right? He gets back up, we're all clapping. He does the speech, right? Everything is cool. We got like 5 minutes till 10 p.m. The main card starts. Before the main card starts, everybody gets up and we're all looking down to the right where we're sitting and we're looking at the section and there's just fucking people going every which way. I'm talking security, people in that section, drinks are being spilled. They had to fucking mop it up. They were moving the barricade. And we're just like, oh shit, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck is happening? Right? And apparently it was a fighter by the name of Dylan Dennis. formerly known, or maybe still known, as a good friend of Conor McGregor. Good friend. And he was having some words with some of the teammates from Islam Makhachev's fight camp or fight team. And they don't like each other. And yeah, that was that pretty much was that.
So, and then Dana came out at like 10 p.m. And he said this. He was like, "I knew Dylan Danis was there. I didn't know how close he was to Islam's teammates, and I didn't know how big of a contingent he was gonna have, and I should have known that. And that's on me." But he's like, "That can never happen again. I'm gonna make sure that." And Dylan Danis is suspended from all UFC events going forward.
Mm-hmm.
So Dana kind of knew about it, but didn't do anything about it. It's underground. It happens, I guess.
Yo, fire.
But it was a fire brawl.
Fire. And like, it was, yeah, it was so confusing because we're like, oh my gosh, why are they fighting? And we know
we thought it was fans.
Yeah, and we know in those sections, at least there's some like celebrity peoples sitting by ringside sections, like 2 big sections here, 2 smaller sections right here on the other side. So we know it's somebody of like, I guess, well-knownness-ish. So were they ish? So we're like, what the fuck are they doing? Who's fighting? And it was a guy by the name of John Pork. His name is Chanko whatever. And they call him John Pork. Don't ask me why. They call him John Pork. And Dylan Dan is getting after it. Yeah. So that was a fun night. That was real fun. So I'm appreciative for that.